In the shadows of impenetrable jungles of Central America, in the silence of the deserts of the northern continent, and on the slopes of majestic mountains of Southern America, structures stand that leave modern science baffled. The American continent, which many are accustomed to considering young in historical terms, in fact harbors mysteries that stretch back into the depths of millennia. 15 mysterious structures, about which we will speak today, challenge official history and archaeology. Imagine this: gigantic stone heads of the Olmecs, as if fallen from the sky, weighing tens of tons, created without the use of metallic tools or wheels. Or the enigmatic pyramids hidden in the green embrace of the Yucatan jungles, whose purpose still sparks heated debates among scientists. And what about the intricate network of underground tunnels, known only to the indigenous tribes, connecting points hundreds of kilometers apart? Remarkably, civilizations separated by thousands of kilometers and insurmountable natural barriers created structures with identical architectural elements, almost as if following a single unknown plan. This is not fantasy or fiction. These are real objects, many of which are recognized and studied by archaeologists, but their true purpose and methods of creation remain a mystery, hidden behind a veil of time. What were the ancient builders trying to tell us? What knowledge did they encode in stone? First on our list of mysterious ancient American structures stand the enigmatic lines of Nazca, silent witnesses of a bygone era, whose messages remain unread to this day. These colossal geoglyphs, sprawling across the Nazca Plateau in southern Peru, represent one of humanity's greatest mysteries. Imagine, over hundreds of square kilometers of desert plain, giant images of animals, birds, insects, and geometric figures are scattered, some reaching 300 meters in length. A spider, a monkey, a hummingbird, a condor all seem to have been drawn by an invisible giant hand on the surface of the earth. But what is most astonishing is that these images are practically impossible to discern from the ground. Their true outlines are only visible from the height of a bird's flight. How could an ancient civilization like Nazca, existing between 200 and 600 years before our era, create such perfect images without the ability to see the result of their labor? Without airplanes, drones, or modern technologies? Archaeologists have established that the lines were created by removing the upper layer of dark, stony soil, exposing a lighter ground beneath. But the question remains, why? Some scientists suggest that the Nazca Lines served as a unique calendar or astronomical chart, helping the ancient Peruvians determine the time for planting and harvesting. Others see in them ritual paths for religious ceremonies. Still others believe that the geoglyphs were created to communicate with the gods, for only they could see these images from the heavens. But there is also a more audacious, mind-boggling theory proposed by Swiss researcher Erich von Däniken. The Nazca Lines are nothing other than landing strips for spaceships of extraterrestrial beings, whom the ancient Peruvians worshipped as gods. This theory, though largely rejected by academic scientists, finds resonance among those who ask why many ancient civilizations created structures that can only be appreciated from the air. What is even more mysterious is that some Nazca Lines form perfectly straight paths stretching for many kilometers, crossing hills and valleys without the slightest deviation. What tools could ancient engineers have used to achieve such precision? And why have these lines survived for thousands of years in a region where rain and wind should have long since erased them from the face of the earth? A special microclimatic zone with minimal rainfall and winds? Or something more? Standing on the edge of the Nazca Plateau, inhaling the dry air of the Peruvian desert and gazing at the lines stretching before you, which only form figures in your imagination, you can't help but feel a connection to those who created these monumental drawings thousands of years ago. What message did they want to convey? And to whom? Perhaps the answer lies not in the earth, but in the stars, to which the ancient inhabitants of Nazca so often looked on clear nights. when the celestial vault opened up before them in all its splendor. But for now, we can only speculate, and the Nazca Lines continue to keep their secrets, whispering them to the winds of the desert and the rare travelers who dare to penetrate their enigmatic world. Mysterious Stonehenge. Who created the American Stonehenge? Moving from the enigmatic lines of the Nazca, it is worth turning our attention to another mystery, the American Stonehenge, located in the picturesque state of New Hampshire. This mysterious stone structure, consisting of massive blocks arranged in the shape of a solar calendar, raises numerous questions among scientists and researchers. Like its British counterpart, this monument captivates the imagination and makes us ponder the secrets hidden in its history. Imagine, amidst the green hills and dense forests of New Hampshire, against the backdrop of majestic mountains, stands this enigmatic ensemble of stones, each weighing several tons. What was the purpose of its construction? For what reason did ancient people, possibly Celts or early settlers, undertake such a laborious task? In what context did they use these massive constructions? Scientists continue to debate the age and origin of this structure, suggesting it could be several thousand years old. But how is this possible? Why is there still no consensus on the time of its creation? Some researchers believe that this monument served as an astronomical observatory, allowing ancient people to track the movement of the sun and moon, while others consider it to have performed ritual functions related to fertility cults or solar worship. But this is not all. There are even more exotic theories linking the American Stonehenge with mysterious extraterrestrial beings and their contacts with humans in ancient times. How could such diverse cultures create such similar structures, located on different continents? And what knowledge of time and the cosmos did these ancient peoples possess to build such precise and monumental constructions? Some researchers even suggest that the stones could have been part of a complex communication system between tribes, using them as landmarks. But, as with the Nazca Lines, the true purpose and meaning of this monument remain unclear. How did the ancient builders quarry and move these massive stones, remaining relatively isolated from other civilizations? Are there still unknown secrets hidden in the depths of the forests of New Hampshire that could shed light on this enigmatic structure? Breathing in the fresh air among these ancient stones, you inevitably feel a sense of awe from the thought that perhaps here, amidst the ruins of antiquity, lie the answers to questions that have puzzled generations of researchers. What message have these stone giants left for us? And who knows, perhaps similar mysteries exist in other corners of the world waiting for their time to be revealed. And the Serpent Mound, ancient observatory or sacred place. Delving into the mysteries of the past, we find ourselves in the territory of Ohio, where one of the most enigmatic earthen constructions lies hidden, the Serpent Mound. This colossal earthen structure, stretching over 400 meters in the form of a winding serpent, is shrouded in an aura of mystery and ancient lore. How could such a massive structure appear in the heart of America? And who was its creator? Scholars and archaeologists continue to puzzle over the questions of its construction time and purpose. On one hand, it could simply be an earthen mound, but on the other, its precise alignment with the summer solstice line suggests that the ancient builders possessed remarkable astronomical knowledge. How could they have so accurately aligned such a monumental structure with celestial bodies? It may have served as a place for rituals honoring the sun, or as an observatory to track celestial cycles. Some historians suggest that the Serpent Mound may have been a sacred place for Native American tribes, who revered it and used it for rituals and ceremonies. But what exactly were they seeking here? What cosmic connection did they feel when standing on this enigmatic hill? It is hard to miss that the Serpent Mound, like many other ancient structures, raises more questions than it answers. But that is not all. There exists a more exotic theory that asserts this hill could be part of a complex system of ritual sites connected to one another, forming something greater than mere earthen constructions, a network of sacred spaces. But how could ancient peoples, lacking modern technologies, create such a complex architecture? And what significance did the serpent form, a symbol of transformation and rebirth, hold for these people? This mystery remains unsolved, and each researcher stepping onto the soil of Ohio feels that the solution may be very close, hidden within the very structure of this magnificent hill. But what was the true purpose of the Serpent Mound? And why does it continue to be a sacred place, even after centuries? Perhaps the answers lie hidden within its depths, answers that we are not yet able to comprehend. Gazing upon this gigantic earthen hill, you feel the history whispering its secrets, secrets that still await to be heard. And perhaps similar mysteries continue to exist in other corners of our planet, hidden beneath layers of time, waiting to be revealed once more. Tiwanaku, the enigma of an ancient city drowned in jungles. Amidst the dense jungles of Bolivia lies one of the most mysterious ancient civilizations, Tiwanaku. This high-altitude megalithic city, submerged in greenery, is shrouded in an aura of mystery and untold stories. But how could such an impressive monument arise if its age is still debated? Archaeologists and historians argue about the time of its construction, with some asserting that Tiwanaku was built more than 3,000 years ago, while others suggest it was created significantly later. However, there is no doubt that its massive stone blocks, weighing tens of tons, were crafted with such precision that modern technologies seem crude in comparison to the skill of ancient builders. How could they create such complex constructions using only simple tools? Some researchers propose that advanced methods were employed in the construction of Tiwanaku, methods of which we are still unaware. Others link this to the enigmatic gods from the sky, who, according to local legends, brought knowledge and technologies that allowed the creation of this magnificent city. But who were these gods? Perhaps they are just myths, but looking at the precision of the stonework, it is hard not to wonder if the ancient inhabitants of Tiwanaku possessed some extraordinary knowledge. Each stone, each block, seems to whisper tales of its creators. While some researchers delve into the astronomical and mathematical knowledge that the inhabitants of Tiwanaku might have possessed, others focus on the mysterious symbols found on the walls of the structures. What do they mean? What story are they trying to tell? What significance did this city hold for its inhabitants? Perhaps Tiwanaku was not only a center of trade, but also a sacred place where ancient rituals intertwined with celestial cycles. But this is not all. Some theories suggest that Tiwanaku could have been part of a much larger civilization that disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only its stone creations that continue to inspire awe and admiration. How could such a developed culture vanish without leaving clear traces? Perhaps their secrets went with them into oblivion, leaving only echoes in the stones and the jungle. What happened to this enigmatic civilization? What legacy did they leave for posterity? And how many more secrets are hidden beneath the leaves of the Bolivian jungle, waiting to be revealed? Tiwanaku remains one of the most intriguing ancient monuments, and its mysteries, like shadows, continue to haunt us, making us ponder what truly happened in these high-altitude lands. Megaliths of Sacsayhuaman, traces of alien builders? But this is not all. Moving south from Tiwanaku, we encounter another mystery, even more enigmatic and mysterious, Sacsayhuaman. This ancient complex, located not far from Cusco in Peru, is awe-inspiring in its scale and architectural precision. Walls made of enormous stone blocks weighing up to 200 tons are laid out so perfectly that even a sheet of paper cannot be inserted between them. How did the ancient builders create such cyclopean structures? The complexity of this task still evokes admiration and bewilderment, as modern technologies cannot replicate such achievements. Each block, like a giant mosaic, is perfectly fitted and secured without the use of mortar, suggesting unimaginable skills of the ancient craftsmen. How did they manage to lift and move such heavy stones to significant heights? Some researchers suggest that hidden technologies were used, which we are not yet capable of understanding. But perhaps behind these incredible achievements lie forces that transcend our perception. Local legends tell of gods from the heavens who descended to earth to share their knowledge with the ancient inhabitants, inspiring them to create such magnificent structures. But who were these gods? Mythical creations or extraterrestrial beings from other worlds? Whatever the case, Sacsayhuaman remains a mystery, challenging our understanding of history. Despite the use of modern research methods such as radiocarbon dating and laser scanning, scientists cannot provide clear answers to the questions about the construction of Sacsayhuaman. Some theories link these megaliths to astronomical observations, claiming that their arrangement and shape could have had a sacred significance. Perhaps each structure was not just an architectural object, but also an observatory, allowing the ancient inhabitants to track stars and predict natural phenomena. But how could such a complex system have emerged in pre-industrial times? And more importantly, what was it created for? Sacsayhuaman raises many questions. How did the builders achieve such precision? What secrets are hidden in these stone walls that could shed light on their creators? What significance did these enormous blocks have for their society? Perhaps this place was not just a fortress, but also a sacred space, where the ancient ones conducted rituals connected to celestial cycles. Intriguingly, even modern researchers, equipped with advanced technologies, cannot explain all aspects of the construction and purpose of this complex. Some believe that Sacsayhuaman could be part of a larger network of ancient structures connected by unknown paths. But what exactly happened to this enigmatic civilization that left behind such grand monuments? What legacy did they leave us, researchers? And how many more secrets are hidden beneath the massive stones and in the shadows of the ancient walls? Sacsayhuaman remains one of the most captivating examples of ancient architecture, and its mysteries seem to await their time to be revealed. Can we ever unravel these enigmas, or will they forever remain in the shadows of history? Pyramids of Tikal, a mystery hidden in the jungles of Guatemala? But this is not the only mystery that our planet hides. Traveling to the heart of Central America, we find ourselves before another magnificent testament to an ancient civilization, the Pyramids of Tikal. This ancient Mayan city, lost amidst the dense jungles of Guatemala, is a true treasure trove of archaeology, where pyramids served not only as temples, but also as sites for ritual sacrifices. How is it that among the greenery, which over centuries has swallowed up great constructions, these grand structures have survived? Each step along these ancient paths leads us into a world where time seems to have stopped, and the secrets of the past still await their discovery. One of the most intriguing pyramids of Tikal, known as Pyramid 1, attracts attention not only for its size, but also for its unique acoustic properties. Legend has it that if you clap your hands at the base of this pyramid, the sound will echo as if you have heard the cry of a sacred bird, the Quetzal. How is this possible? Could the ancient builders have intentionally created such an acoustic phenomenon using architectural techniques that we are only beginning to understand? Scientists continue to investigate this question, trying to unravel the mysteries that these pyramids and the entire city of Tikal hold. Tikal is not just a collection of buildings, it is a whole universe where each structure has its own significance. Pyramids rising above the tree canopy could have served not only as religious centers, but also as observatories, allowing the ancient inhabitants to observe celestial bodies that governed their lives. Some researchers suggest that the arrangement of the pyramids and their architecture were linked to astronomical cycles, making them an integral part of a broader system of knowledge unique to the Mayan culture. But how was such a complex astronomical system created without modern technologies? And why did this great civilization disappear, leaving behind only ruins and questions? With each new discovery, Tikal warns us that we are only scratching the surface of understanding. Researchers studying this ancient city encounter numerous questions. What were the true purposes of constructing such gigantic complexes? What rituals were performed on their summits? And what secrets are hidden in the stones that remain silent about their history? Perhaps they hold information about how the Maya interacted with their surrounding world, how they revered nature and celestial phenomena. Despite all the technologies we have, we are still far from fully understanding this place. Each new layer of earth that archaeologists uncover brings new mysteries. Some believe that Tikal could have been part of a larger network of cities connected not only by trade routes, but also by shared beliefs and rituals. But what happened to this magnificent city that was once full of life? What legacy did its creators leave us? And how many more secrets are hidden in the jungles waiting to be revealed? The pyramids of Tikal, like guardians of time, continue to keep their secrets, leaving us in wonder and striving to learn more. Perhaps it is here, amidst the noisy trees and ancient stones, that the answers to the questions that have tormented us for centuries lie hidden. How many more such mysteries await us in the depths of history, ready to be uncovered? Stone faces, gazing at the sky. The enigma of Olmec, heads in Mexico. Traveling from the pyramids of Teotihuacan, we enter the world of Olmec Hedsa mystery shrouded in the aura of antiquity and mysticism. These gigantic stone heads, weighing up to 40 tons with intricately worked facial features, seem like silent sentinels gazing at the heavens, harboring secrets that may never be unraveled. How could the ancient Olmecs create such monumental works of art, and what did they symbolize for their creators? Each glance at these stone sculptures raises numerous questions about past civilizations, their interactions with the surrounding world, and the thoughts and feelings that went into every detail. Some researchers suggest that these heads could be depictions of rulers or gods, but perhaps there is something even deeper hidden within them, related to the very existence of the Olmecs. The stone used to create these massive heads was quarried from distant sites, and to this day, it remains a mystery how the ancient masters transported such heavy loads through complex landscapes. Imagine the labor involved without modern technologies, only simple tools and collective effort. What resources and determination were required to create such magnificent statues? Some even propose possible connections with African cultures, but these are still mere speculations without concrete evidence. How was such complex stoneworking and transportation technology accessible to the ancient Olmecs? And could they have drawn inspiration from other corners of the world? Each Olmec head is more than just a stone sculpture. It is a whole history encapsulated in stone. They have been found at various archaeological sites in Mexico, and each one has unique features that can tell different aspects of Olmec life. Despite the efforts of researchers, many questions remain unanswered. What did these heads represent for the ancient civilization? And what was their true significance? They may have served not only as monuments, but also as bridges between the world of humans and the world of gods. Researchers continue to study these enigmatic artifacts, but with each new discovery, more questions arise, as with Teotihuacan. Why did the Olmecs leave us these stone faces, and what message did they intend to convey to future generations? We stand before them, as if before the doors to the unknown, trying to understand what lies beyond the familiar. Perhaps the answers to questions about our collective history, about who we are and where we came from, are hidden within these heads. In conclusion, Olmec heads are not just artifacts. They are keys to unraveling the mysteries of the past, secrets that may have been forgotten but never lost. How many such enigmas lie hidden in the world, waiting to be revealed? What else might history conceal? And how many more unanswered questions await their time? In the end, each stone, each sculpture, is not just a part of the past. It is a part of our journey toward understanding ourselves. Vanished City, Palenque and its mysteries. Traveling from the Olmec heads, we find ourselves in the enigmatic world of Palenquia, ancient city, that seems to have dissolved into the air, leaving behind only whispers of past times and dark secrets. This Mayan city, hidden in dense jungles, was once one of the most significant centers of Mayan civilization. But how could it vanish without a trace, leaving behind only mysterious ruins and a multitude of questions about its fate? Elegant temples and palaces, built from meticulously polished stone blocks, rise above the earth like sentinels guarding their secrets. However, the greatest interest is drawn not by the buildings themselves, but by the tomb discovered within one of the temples, which has astonished archaeologists and historians. Inside this tomb lies a sarcophagus adorned with intricate carvings, depicting a mysterious figure resembling an astronaut. Many researchers have been baffled by this discovery. How could ancient Mayans create such a complex image, and what did it mean to its creators? Some suggest it could be a reflection of their beliefs about the cosmos and life after death. But how could they have such advanced knowledge of the universe? What if this sarcophagus is not merely a burial object, but a message left for future generations? Perhaps it is a symbol of their quest to understand eternity, or a depiction of a god who descended from the heavens to guide humanity on earth. Palenque was renowned for its astronomical observations and advanced knowledge of time, and many researchers believe that the Mayans may have possessed a deeper understanding of the cosmos than is commonly accepted. But what were the true causes of their disappearance? It is said that climate changes and wars may have played a role in the fall of this magnificent city. But are these the only explanations? How could such a complex and developed civilization vanish, leaving behind only mysterious artifacts and unsolved mysteries? Every corner of Palenque hides unanswered questions, from astronomical calendars to enigmatic inscriptions that seem to whisper about forgotten wisdom. Yet despite all the efforts of scholars, many questions remain unanswered. Perhaps it is in these ancient ruins that the key to unraveling not only the history of the Mayans, but also our own understanding of humanity's place in the universe lies. How much more unknown is hidden in this city, waiting for its moment to be revealed? The history of Palenque is not just a chronicle of a civilization, it is a part of a broader enigma that encompasses our entire planet. How many such vanished cities remain in the shadows of our history? And what else might the world be hiding, waiting for its secrets to be uncovered? In the end, each stone, each drawing, these are not just parts of the past. They are calls to us, modern seekers of truth, to seek and unravel these ancient mysteries that may change our view of human history and our place in the boundless expanses of the cosmos. The riddle of the Moai, a strange coincidence of ancient cultures. Traveling through the mysterious Palenque, we arrive at the distant Easter Island, where gigantic stone statues, the Moai, stand tall. These enigmatic creations, seemingly like sentinels, gaze into the boundless expanses of the ocean, preserving the secrets of their creation and purpose. How did it happen that even on this isolated island, belonging to Chile, a unique culture emerged capable of creating such grand architectural structures? Researchers still debate how the ancient Rapa Nui people managed to move these massive figures, weighing tens of tons, and what they symbolized for their creators. How could people living in such a remote territory exhibit such a level of skill and understanding of their environment? Moai of different sizes and shapes amaze not only with their magnitude, but also with the fact that some of them have bodies hidden underground. What is hidden beneath the Earth's crust? Some believe this indicates the scale of the work done by the local inhabitants and the importance of these statues in their culture. Perhaps these statues were not only symbols of their ancestors, but also embodied the living connection with spirits that, according to legends, protected the island. How could such an isolated culture create such complex images that resonate with the representations of other ancient civilizations, from the Maya to the Egyptians? It is worth noting that Easter Island remained isolated for a long time, and the Rapa Nui people were able to develop their unique culture. This raises even more questions. What were the sources of their inspiration? Perhaps they interacted with other peoples through maritime routes that have not yet been discovered? Or was their creativity the result of internal evolution, when society, striving to express its ideas and beliefs, created similar artifacts? But this is not the only mystery associated with the Moai. As researchers suggest, their production and transportation could have led to conflicts and ecological consequences for the island, ultimately leading to the destruction of the culture. How could the Rapa Nui people create such impressive statues and then lose their greatness and almost completely disappear? Each Moai, like each enigma of Palenque, screams that their history is not yet complete. Are there other cultures that created their own gigantic statues, remaining in the shadows of history, waiting for their secrets to be revealed? How many more unsolved mysteries does this world hold, where each statue, each ruin awaits its researcher, ready to delve into the depths of time and open new horizons of understanding? How many more secrets lie hidden beneath the surface, waiting for us, the modern seekers of truth, to unravel their mysteries and grasp their significance for our collective heritage? Mystery of the Moving Stones. Secrets of Death Valley. Let's shift from the statues of Easter Island to a remarkable phenomenon that can be found in Death Valley, located in the United States. Here, in this hot and arid place, on the dried-up bed of Lake Rystrik, one can observe an astonishing sight: stones that appear to move by themselves, leaving behind enigmatic traces on the smooth surface. How could such massive boulders, weighing tens of kilograms, leave their original positions without human intervention? This creates the impression that nature is playing a mysterious game with us, leaving many questions unanswered. For many years, researchers have attempted to decipher this mysterious phenomenon, and while they have partially traced the movement of the stones, a full explanation has not yet been found. How is it that these seemingly immobile rock formations suddenly begin their walk across the desert? Some scientists suggest that this is related to the unique climatic conditions of Death Valley. When the temperature drops and rain washes the earth, a thin layer of ice forms, allowing the stones to move across the surface. But how can one explain that for a long time the stones remain in one place, and then suddenly begin their journey? Is there some other force at work that we are not yet aware of? Perhaps this is not just a physical phenomenon, but something greater that makes us question what we know about nature and its secrets. No less intriguing is the fact that many of these stones leave traces that can only be seen on the dried-up bed of the lake. These traces are like codes written by nature itself, intriguing researchers and enthusiasts of mysteries, making them ponder what else is hidden in the depths of this mysterious valley. What conditions led to this phenomenon? What effect does nature have on these massive stones? Each trace is not just a physical imprint. It is a challenge that nature presents to us. Studying these moving stones, we encounter ancient questions about time and space, about how these elements interact with each other. Scientists touch upon such themes as geology and meteorology, but even in their work there is a touch of mysticism. How is it that nature, which seems so predictable, can sometimes surprise us with its mysteries? Death Valley, with its moving stones, is not just a geographical object, but also a symbol of the secrets that still await discovery. This place reminds us that even in our modern world, full of technologies and knowledge, there are many phenomena that remain unexplained. How much more is hidden beneath the surface, waiting for us, the modern seekers of truth, to decipher their secrets and understand their significance for our common heritage? Perhaps in each stone, in each trace, there lies something greater than just a physical object, but a whole universe of questions demanding answers. Pyramid Under the Hill. The Mysteries of Cholula. From the Valley of Death, we move to the heart of Mexico, where one of the greatest enigmas of the ancient world is hidden: the Pyramid of Cholula. At first glance, this hill, topped by the Church of Santa Maria, seems unremarkable, but beneath this unassuming exterior lies something extraordinary. the largest pyramid by volume in the world. How did it come to be that this magnificent structure remained in the shadows for centuries, masquerading as an ordinary hill? This raises many questions about how much more of our world remains hidden, waiting to be revealed. When Spanish conquistadors arrived on these lands, they did not merely conquer new territories, but also tried to erase the traces of ancient cultures. By building a church on the pyramid's summit, they seemed to deliberately attempt to close this sacred place, burying the deep roots of local history under layers of their influence. What purpose lay behind this act? Did the Spanish understand the true power and significance of this place? Or was it simply necessary to suppress any memories of former beliefs? Research conducted in recent decades has revealed fascinating details about the pyramids of Cholula. Archaeologists have used modern technologies such as ground-penetrating radar and laser scanning to study the hill's structure and discovered massive stone constructions beneath it, meticulously aligned. These ancient structures, built over centuries by various cultures, inspire awe and bewilderment. How could such a complex and grand structure remain unnoticed for so long? Perhaps this suggests that the history we know is just the tip of an iceberg, with countless mysteries hidden beneath it. According to some theories, the Pyramid of Cholula could have been a place of worship, a religious center for the local tribes. But what specifically drew people here? Are there any forgotten rituals or ceremonies that could explain the importance of this place? Researchers continue to debate the pyramid's purpose, and each new discovery adds another layer to the already complex narrative. Some believe it could have served not only as a religious center, but also as an astronomical observatory. What significance did the stars hold for the ancient inhabitants of Cholula? Despite all the efforts of archaeologists and historians, the Pyramid of Cholula remains shrouded in mystery. What were the true motivations behind its creation, and what else lies hidden beneath its massive walls? Each new layer of Earth that scientists explore may bring unexpected discoveries that change our understanding of this ancient civilization. How many more secrets await their discovery beneath the hills and ruins that we consider ordinary? Perhaps it is in these forgotten places that the keys to unraveling the great history of humanity lie, a history that remains largely inaccessible to us. Strength built not according to the laws of geometry. Continuing our journey through ancient mysteries, we travel to Peru, to the magnificent fortress of Ollantaytambo. Located at an altitude of over 2,700 meters above sea level, this enigmatic structure captivates the imagination of anyone who decides to visit it. The stepped terraces and walls, perfectly fitted together, create a sense that we have entered a world where the rules of geometry were entirely different. How could the Incas, who built this grand structure, have raised such massive stones to such a significant height? This question has tormented the minds of researchers for centuries. Many of them speculate about how such enormous blocks, weighing tons, could have been processed and transported here without modern technologies. Some theories suggest that the Incas possessed mysterious knowledge of the properties of stone, which today seem inaccessible to us. There is evidence that the stone used for construction could have been soft during processing, allowing the masons to easily give it the desired shape. But how was this possible? How could they achieve such an effect without the use of modern tools and technologies? Mystical assumptions that the Incas might have used ancient methods or even magical knowledge continue to stir the minds of scientists and history enthusiasts. But Ollantaytambo is not just about the amazing walls, but also an architectural marvel that includes an entire system of terraces used for agricultural purposes. These terraces did not just adorn the landscape, but also served as a vital element in Inca agriculture, allowing them to efficiently utilize limited resources in the mountainous climate. How did the Incas manage to create such harmony between nature and architecture? Each terrace, each wall, seems to hold many secrets, waiting for someone to decipher them. According to some research, Ollantaytambo could have been not only a military base, but also a religious center. The fortress's location at the intersection of important trade routes and its strategic height created ideal conditions for observation and protection. But what exactly did the ancient Incas worship here? What rituals were performed on these stepped terraces, and what secrets are hidden in the dark corners of the fortress? Each step on this ancient land reminds us that it has been a witness to many events about which we can only guess. And despite all the efforts of archaeologists, the fortress of Ollantaytambo remains shrouded in mystery. What were the true purposes of its creation, and what else is hidden within its depths? Each new artifact found on this land can change our understanding of the Inca civilization and their incomprehensible achievements. How many more mysteries await their time, hidden under layers of time and inscribed in stone? Perhaps it is in these ancient fortresses that the keys to understanding not only the past of the Incas, but also the entire history of humanity lie, which, as we know, could be much more extraordinary than we imagine. City where there is not a single right angle. Traveling through the riddles of ancient civilizations, we find ourselves in Mexico, in the incredible city of Teotihuacan. This ancient megacity, founded long before the arrival of the Aztecs, remains shrouded in mystery and ignorance to this day. Imagine vast plazas, magnificent pyramids, and streets where there is not a single right angle. How did the builders of this incredible city manage to create such architectural harmony, while remaining in deep ignorance for modern researchers? The Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, towering over the city, seem to keep ancient secrets, waiting for someone to decipher them. But who were these enigmatic architects? Their names and history are lost, leaving us with questions and hypotheses. Some archaeologists suggest that Teotihuacan could have been the center of religious life, a place where complex rituals and ceremonies were conducted. The Pyramid of the Sun, the largest of the constructions, reaches a height of over 60 meters and could have been used for astronomical observations. There is a theory that its proportions match the dimensions of Egyptian pyramids in an extraordinary way. How is this possible? Did ancient civilizations share some common knowledge that allowed them to create similar structures independently? Or is it simply a coincidence that highlights the mystery of our past? Even more strange is the fact that the city, once inhabited by tens of thousands of people, suddenly declined. How could such a great civilization disappear without a trace? Researchers propose various theories, from ecological catastrophe to cultural changes, but none of them provide a definitive answer. What happened to the people who created this magnificent city? What was their fate, and what became of their knowledge? A walk through the streets of Teotihuacan is not just a journey into the past, but also an attempt to touch the unknown. Each step in this ancient city raises many questions. What role did the sun and the moon play in the lives of its inhabitants? What secrets are hidden behind the massive stone walls? And why are there no right angles here, making the city's architecture so unique? Some researchers suggest that this architectural peculiarity could have had symbolic significance, reflecting the spiritual or cosmological beliefs of its creators. But what was the true meaning of these forms, and how did they influence the daily life of the inhabitants of Teotihuacan? Each detail of this city, from its layout to the materials used, can tell us much. But unfortunately, the answers remain beyond our understanding. No less mysterious are the findings made in the vicinity of the city. Artifacts, such as enigmatic figures and carved stones, cause much debate among scholars. What do they symbolize? And what role did they play in the lives of ancient people? What were their beliefs and customs? Each new artifact opens new horizons for research, but at the same time emphasizes that we still have so many questions without answers. Teotihuacan is not just a city of the past. It is a riddle that continues to attract the attention of researchers and history enthusiasts. How many more secrets are hidden under the layers of centuries, and what discoveries await us in the future? Perhaps it is in this ancient megacity that the keys to deciphering not only its history, but also the entire human civilization lie, whose past, as we know, could be much more extraordinary than we imagined. Journey into the depths. Mysteries of Puerto Rico's underground caves. But this is not the only mystery that attracts the attention of researchers. Let us transport ourselves to the tropical island of Puerto Rico, where caves lie hidden, delving deeper than can be explained. These enigmatic underground worlds, filled with ancient petroglyphs and legends of unknown tribes, evoke both awe and reverence. Local residents believe that these caves are the gates to other worlds, inhabited by spirits and creatures unknown to modern man. How did it come to pass that these secrets, which remain unsolved to this day, were hidden in the bowels of the earth? The caves of Puerto Rico, such as the famous Cueva Rayo, are filled with mysterious images left by ancient inhabitants. These petroglyphs, depicting unknown creatures and symbols, give rise to numerous questions. Who were the people who created these drawings? What story were they trying to tell? Researchers propose various hypotheses that these drawings might be connected to rituals and beliefs of the ancient Taíno, the indigenous people of the island. However, there is no certainty that this is the only civilization that left its mark in these caves. There is a belief that the depths of the underground might contain traces of even older cultures, about which nothing is known. In recent decades, archaeologists have found tools and remnants of objects that do not associate with any known civilization. How could these enigmatic tribes have existed parallel to more well-known cultures? What happened to them? These discoveries make us ponder how many more secrets are hidden beneath the earth, waiting to be discovered. Some researchers suggest that the caves of Puerto Rico could have been used as sacred places where rituals connected to the veneration of nature spirits were performed. But what exactly happened in these dark depths? What was the true purpose of these spaces? Local legends tell of underground dwellers who live in these caves and guard their secrets from unwelcome guests. But who are they? Were they the spirits of ancestors, or were they merely products of imagination? Each expedition into these caves is not just a research endeavor, but a genuine hunt for secrets that could change our understanding of the past. Researchers, armed with flashlights, navigate through narrow passages, listening to the echo of their footsteps, and feel as if the spirits of antiquity might be observing them. What could they say if they could speak? What stories of their lives could they tell? Their silence only adds to the mystery and intrigue of this place, making us wonder what we still do not know. As we delve deeper into these underground labyrinths, the silence becomes increasingly ominous, and the walls covered with petroglyphs seem to whisper their secrets. Yet, each discovery only underscores that we are on the brink of understanding, and many questions remain unanswered. What would it be like to see the world through the eyes of the ancient inhabitants of these caves? How would they describe life in these dark depths, filled with mysticism and spirits? Puerto Rico is not just an island of vibrant beaches and warm sun, but also a mysterious world where the underground holds a multitude of secrets waiting to be revealed. How many more incredible discoveries are hidden beneath the earth, and what secrets await us in the future? Perhaps it is here, in these dark caves, that we will find the keys to unraveling not only the history of Puerto Rico, but also the entire human civilization, where each stone could tell its story, and each image could be a window into a forgotten world. Legend of the Temple Built in One Night. Transport yourself to the heart of Mexico, to the mysterious city of Chichen Itza, where the impressive Temple of Kukulkan stands. This architectural gem of antiquity is shrouded in numerous legends, one of which tells that the temple itself was built in one night with the help of supernatural forces. How could ancient builders, without modern technologies, create such a magnificent structure that continues to awe us to this day? It is said that on that night the sky was full of stars, and the gods themselves guided the hands of men, bestowing upon them strength and wisdom. But are these tales true, Or are they merely attempts to explain something truly strange and inexplicable? The Temple of Kukulkan is not merely a magnificent structure, it is a true astronomical observatory. Each year, during the vernal equinox, a serpent crawls down its staircase. This effect is created by the interplay of light and shadow, as sunlight falling on the steps forms a writhing serpent silhouette that descends towards the earth. How precisely did ancient architects calculate this cosmic phenomenon? How did they manage to combine architecture with astronomy at such a high level? Many centuries ago, when science and magic were inseparably linked, such knowledge could seem like a gift from the gods. But this is not the only mystery hidden in Chichen Itza. Researchers find numerous symbols and rituals connected to the cult of Kukulkan, the god of wind and wisdom, who, according to legend, came to people from the heavens. What message did the ancient builders leave us, and what were they trying to tell us through their symbols? Their secrets remain unsolved, and each discovery only deepens the mystery. Among archaeologists, there are many theories about how and why this temple was built. Some believe it served not only religious purposes, but also as a place for astronomical observations. Others suggest it could have been a sanctuary where the faithful gathered to receive divine revelations. Yet, despite all hypotheses, the history of the Temple of Kukulkan continues to be shrouded in mystery. What were the true intentions of its creators? What did they know about the cosmos, time, and their role in this vast universe? Each researcher, stepping onto this sacred land, feels the breath of antiquity and understands that before them are not just ruins, but a whole universe of secrets. Chichen Itza, with its temples and pyramids, becomes a living testimony to ancient wisdom. Here, among the stones carved with incredible precision, the spirits of the past dwell, who may reveal deep knowledge and unsolved secrets. How many more such places exist where history intertwines with myths, where each stone can tell its story, and each ritual can be a key to unraveling the mysteries? We are only scratching the surface, and there are countless secrets waiting to be revealed. What future awaits these mysteries, and what else may yet be discovered in the depths of history? Mysteries of human history amaze and enchant, giving rise to numerous questions that remain unanswered. Many ancient structures, such as the Temple of Quetzalcoatl in Chichen Itza, are not only real but also officially recognized as historical heritage protected by UNESCO. These monuments not only testify to the high level of architectural skill and astronomical knowledge of ancient civilizations, but also remain enigmas that continue to captivate both researchers and history enthusiasts. What significance did these structures hold for those who built them? What were their true purposes and rituals conducted within these magnificent temples? Answering these questions is not easy, and it is likely that we will never fully understand the truth. Each stone, each carved detail, each image on the walls of these temples can tell its own story. But to do so, we must look back into the past, into a world that was perhaps filled with secrets and mysteries. But how many such places remain hidden beneath the surface of time, awaiting rediscovery? We are only scratching the surface, exploring ancient ruins, and realizing that there are still countless mysteries ready to be revealed. It is important to remember that these places not only preserve history, but also the spirits of those who once lived on this land. So, ponder this. Which of these amazing structures would you like to visit personally? What impressed you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. More intriguing stories from around the world await you, helping us get closer to unraveling ancient mysteries. What does the future hold for these enigmas? And what else might be discovered in the depths of history?